I'm really running out of space here. I think I've mentioned it before, but there's quite a lot of wind and interference right here at base. I thought this was due to the weird landscape with all the rugged hills and everything, but Yoko and Mortimer seem to think it's linked to me materializing in this exact spot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 8, 9, 10, 15, 16. They warned me that if I build too many farms and storage out here, the interference may get worse, and I'm inclined to believe them because I've seen and felt the situation deteriorate. That means I would have to build the new fish storage building further away from base, which is a little annoying because I found the best fishing spot to be right here. To be clear, I'm no longer fishing for just any tropical fish. I'm trying to catalogue all possible variants, and the rare types seem to surface here most often. The water may get a little murky in places, but there are no pufferfish, no drowned, and very few dolphins in the area. There's one already. Often I find 2 or more in less than a minute. So, I want the new storage building close to the spot, but not so close that it would cause more interference. How about here? Yeah, that looks like a good spot, that I can get rid of the lava pool. This is the space I've dug out. Part of it is above ground, the majority sits underground, and the entrance won't be where I'm standing now. It will be a little lower right here, so I'll be coming in via the water. It looks rather big in comparison to the old storage room, but I think I'm gonna need it. So far, I've identified 12 different types of tropical fish. 6 big types: flopper, stripey, glitter, blockfish, betty, and clayfish, and 6 small ones: cob, sunstreak, snooper, dasher, brownlee, and spotty. I say small versus big, but when you look at them, and I've got 2 examples right here. This is a glitterfish, supposedly a big fish, and this is a cob, which is a small type. Yes, the cob is smaller, but the big fish isn't particularly huge, is it? My research has shown that each of these 12 types has a specific body color as well as a pattern color. Our glitter here has a red body and grey pattern, whereas the cob has a grey body and purple pattern. The colors are chosen from the 16 different colors you see on display here. So that means 12 fish types times 16 body colors times 16 pattern colors, which makes for 3072 different fish in total. That's a theoretical number. Maybe you don't get a flopper with a pink body and magenta pattern. I'm making something up here, I really don't know. On the other hand, it's quite possible a 13th fish type is out there and I just haven't found it yet. Not that it matters. 3072 is too big a number for me to put on display, even with the space available here. What I'm going to do is set aside this half of the room for the 6 biggish fish types, organized by their body colors, and then the other side will be for the 6 small fish types, also organized by their body colors. That's still an impressive 192 double chests I'm gonna need. Yoko suggested I use barrels to reduce interference, but inside the storage container I want to organize the fish by pattern color. I've set up these chests as an example. This row would contain all the floppers, with the first chest containing all floppers with a white body color. This one would hold all floppers with a light grey body color, black, and so on. Let me take out some of the fish I caught while digging. They're all different types with different body colors, but let's for a moment assume they're all floppers with a white body color. Then inside the chest, I would organize them by pattern color. This fish with a purple pattern would go here. This one is pink, it would go here. Orange would go here. Magenta, red, light grey, and blue. There's a chance I will end up with doubles, although with the amount of fish I've got, that's rather unlikely. But then I've got an extra spot inside the chest, and if I still find more duplicates, I'm sure I can find alternative uses. Right, time to pretty up this place. I'm gonna need lots of materials, most of which I've already gathered and are stored here. Not included is the copper. I've got a bit of a situation going on at base. Once it's all ready and waxed, I'll move it to the build site. And then I also need more glowstone. I'm hoping Rian and Granit will want to sell me some. And while I'm there, I might as well fix my tools. I must say, every time I come here, I'm tempted to boat just a little bit further in that direction, just to see if this first coordinate is a 5, a 50 or a 500. Anything bigger I'm not gonna bother with. But the problem is, I don't know about the second coordinate. Actually, I don't know about the first one either. For all I know, this 5 is a typo. Better not do it. And this is taking longer than I expected. Fixing my tools was a piece of cake, but getting all the glowstone, Rian and Granit will only sell me a small amount every day, something to do with the trade union they're part of. It would help if I had additional staff, but so far no one has reacted to the vacancy I put out. While I continue doing this, here's a bit of an update on the Ainare railway line, because I did extend it quite a bit. Starting at Protea Relay Station, I added this bit. And then I went underground. The tunnel isn't much to look at just yet. I'm still trying to figure out how to make it more interesting to the guests of the park. To the right, a bit further ahead, I'll point at it when we go past, is an opening which leads to another trial chamber I discovered. I was very keen to raid it because I ran out of potions of weakness, so of course this trial chamber had absolutely zero. Anyway, we have arrived at the new end of the line, at least for the time being. This is where I imagine the visitor center will be, starting at the farm, which is a bit further that way. No changes to the rail line at Mount Lily Station, so I still have that whole part of the loop to work through. But I did upgrade the map at Primrose Station. This is the part that got added, and a little bit over here. I worked so hard, and you can barely see it. And we're still not done. I need at least 2 stacks of glowstone. But I have another clip to show you, because I got the communication station back up and running. This is gonna be a temporary fix. I'm replacing the component that I believe caused the fire with one I got from the same dodgy place. Redstone components shouldn't be kept in dark and dank places, but it's all I've got. There, that should do it. At this point, I just want the communication station to work, and I believe it does because the indicator light is on. I've got mail. Oh wow, I've got lots of mail. What you talking about? We sent no container. Again, not our container. Okay, so they didn't send the container. Whose is it though? Do not touch anything inside container. If you wish to purchase goods through us, please refer to the Explorer's Handbook. Never seen that thing. I went to the wrong place apparently. I need to fix my comms that I've just done. Do not tear down trial chambers. Oops. For a drop-off platform to be compliant, it needs to measure 19 by 19. Well, I'm sure mine is compliant. What else? You're now in violation of Rule 46. You're no longer required to dig up an entire chunk. Now that's good news. Oh, new requirement, dig up 5 chunks ASAP. That's not nice. I think I'm gonna remove that new comparator. Anyway, I'll deal with this later. I'm filling up the chests with my existing collection. Currently I'm working on the spotties, and then I've still got the brownleys and the dashers to take care of. The section with the biggish fish is already done. Every single of these chests is full of wool and some fish. An empty item frame indicates I haven't found any fish in that category yet. The dirt signifies doubles. For example, here I've got a grey and magenta glitter, which I've got twice. Another example is this one, where I stored 2 identical white and pink blockfish. As for the glow item frames, that's where I have a little confession to make. When I started this project, right back when I arrived on this planet, I named every fish I caught and entered it into the system. That's why this fish shows up as a blue tang in my inventory, while actually it's a grey flopper with a blue pattern. Not that you can easily see it. Well, believe me when I say it's a flopper with a grey body and a blue pattern. And to prove this is indeed a flopper, let me add 2 other randomly chosen floppers. Let's take this one and this one. I think it's quite obvious these fish share the same body type. I just wish you could see them a little better. Okay, don't do that. Don't do that. Yeah, I put in this tube to facilitate a quick visual inspection. But the fish shouldn't be kept in there for too long, because eventually they will jump out and then they'll die. Now to catch them again. That's one. That's 2. Yeah, got them again. Naming each fish like that proved too time consuming, so I gave up after labeling about 22 of them, which also happened to be the 22 most common fish types, because that's all I was sketching at the time. Each glow item frame indicates where one of the 22 common fish types sits within the chest. Not that you'll find the fish inside. If I were to add the blue tang in here where it belongs with its blue pattern color, I'd instantly have an overflow problem. So instead I've set aside this section for them, where I'm using the names I gave to the 22 most common fish types, plus an indication of what type of fish they actually are. This side stores all the biggish common fish types. This side holds all the small ones. If you were to count the number of glow item frames, you wouldn't get to 22. That's because here, for example, the specific glow item frame represents 3 common fish. They're all white clay fish, but with a different pattern color. This one has a grey pattern, this one is red, and this one is orange, which corresponds to the butterfly fish, the ornate butterfly fish, and the red emperor. On the other side is another special section. That's where I keep my single colored fish, meaning the pattern and the body color are the same. I thought it'd be interesting to put these fish aside, thinking I had none, but as it turns out, I've got a fair amount. I've even got some doubles. Here are my 2 light blue cobs, and I also have 2 green glitters. There are 2 glow item frames on this side, because 2 of the common fish, the black tang and the yellow tang, would fall within this category. But again, I keep them in the common section to avoid overflow. The black tang is a fully grey, not black flopper, and the yellow tang is a fully yellow flopper. Storing these 2 fish in the common section does not make these chests obsolete. Both are empty for the moment, but maybe one day I'll come across a fully grey clayfish or a fully yellow sunstreak. At this end of the room, and also at the other end over there, I've installed 2 aquaria plus a big indoor pond running underneath the entire walkway. In the aquarium over there, I want to put 2 very special fish. There they go. These are my zebras, my black and white fish. Where did the one go now? Oh, it's in there, I hope. Yeah. All black and white and black fish will end up in here as a tribute to the mission and to the space. In the other aquarium and in the pond below, I'm gonna put all my doubles. I do think I want to keep it marked where I've got doubles. About half of them I'll put in here. And then the others I'm gonna put in here. You're pretty. At the moment I've only taken the doubles from the big section because I haven't quite finished sorting the small fish. Oh yes, I didn't mention the door yet. For the time being it leads straight into a blank wall, but the iron farm is in that direction. It would make sense to link them up so I can get into this place without getting my feet wet. I think this room is very nice and I'm happy with it. Maybe one day I'll build this really big underwater world where I can put all my tropical fish on display. Of course, no build, even if it's a small one, is ever truly complete. I already mentioned the door that should lead somewhere, and I would like to improve this outdoor area. I'm thinking I should... There's no fish. I'm not sure about you. Let me just catch you. Ha! I've got another one. See, every time I go out here I find another fish. Oh, and there's another one. I don't know if... Yes, I do have buckets. Yeah, sorry, I got a little bit sidetracked there. As I was about to say, I would like to add lights to this space, but I don't know yet what I want it to look like. So I'm just gonna plonk down a couple of pieces of glowstone. At least I would if I had any left. And here we are again. You know what? Let's give it a try. 500 blocks that way is not too far. And who knows, maybe I'll come across a sign pointing me in the right direction. There's a giant sign pointing me in what I assume to be the right direction. Oh dear. Well, okay. This looks rather dangerous, and I don't have a lot of torches on me. I think I'm gonna keep this for my next mission report. Join me again in a month or so. This is Robin on an increasingly treacherous zebra mission. Over and out.